see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up.
What's going on, people? Fame and Entertainment here from LV1Gamer.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 204. This is the Double XP podcast. As I go through here and make sure I'm not actually muted and everything is up and running. I want to thank you guys for rocking with us once again. Before we get going to introductions and the topics, I want to head over to the chat. And I had it open here. Shout out to the folks that's in there already. Flames of Founder, Mini Yeti in the building. Dragon Heart, what's going on, brother? We got to make sure we run some more Avengers together. Hustle and Motivate, who is always hustling and or motivating at the same time. Steph's in the building. Sus Gang is in the building, man. Nice to see you here, brother. I appreciate you coming through and rocking with us. Old man Logan, streamer, writer, editor at LV1Gamer.com. Walter White is in the building as well, man. I appreciate you guys. Do us a big favor. Hit the like button, number one. Share the stream out. Appreciate y'all. Let people know that we are live. Sussy Gangs in the building. We got lots to talk about tonight. Xbox Series S sales. People are saying stop the count. Stop the count. We don't want to count the Xbox Series S sales anymore because it's making us look bad in these gaming streets. PlayStation State of Play is tomorrow. We're going to talk about some predictions. Also, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer was shown today, and it was greatness. Last but not least, Sonic Frontiers. We got more gameplay from IGN today, and people are saying that it looks meh at best. With that, let's go on with the introductions. Let's start with the man with the clamps. Citizen Snips.
What's up, everybody? Here 2 weeks in a row. Don't call it a comeback. I'm hoping to keep the streak going, man. I'm happy to be here. Let's roll.
Next up, my right hand, man, the floor hugger with the hardest of R's.
What's up, boys? How are we doing this fine week? I'm excited to be back here with every single one of you, enjoying this beautiful weather, this beautiful summertime. And, you know, the Super Bowl of gaming is right around the corner, so let's just get into these mild topics before we get bombarded with stuff. And let's enjoy the boys, because Fame is finally taking a vacation. I don't think he knows how to spell vacation, but he's finally taking one.
This is true. I'm looking for no writing, no editing, no talking, no bothering. Y'all gonna be free. Y'all gonna be free. Listen, bro. I have a Puerto Rican wife who is not playing with me. Like, I don't have a choice. I have to enjoy myself in this vacation. I'm not going to bother y'all, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say, hey, why is this 17 articles pending? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let y'all figure it out. Next up,
we got you.
If your email box is full and your DMs are popping, that's because communication director level1gamer.com trying to get a hold of you, baby. Baron J67, what's going on, Chief?
Am I mousy right now? Do I sound mousy?
No.
I sound okay.
No, you sound
okay.
good.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You know what? I kind of care about Pokemon again. And what up, everybody in the chat? I won some Game Pass Ultimate, so yeah, I'm doing good.
How?
Hell yeah.
How?
Shout out to the Burnout Brighter podcast.
That was rigged.
Watched a couple videos.
Rigged.
Shout
it
out
was
to
rigged.
the family.
Rigged.
Hey, well,
because that's family. You know, every contest says family and then it's not eligible. You shouldn't have been eligible.
Well, it sounds like nepotism always rules the day. So let's get in.
Everything is rigged. Be happy when it's rigged in your favor.
That's true.
Last but definitely not least, I'm gonna tell y'all. I say it all the time. Yesterday, I sat down with this brother, man, and my man got some heat. He got some heat in his back pocket. Next up, DALLAZ. Man.
See how I caught him off guard right
Yeah.
Hey, gotta hit it with a fastball every now and then. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, I be like a little MIA, but it always feels like even if I had been here last week, it would have felt like a month ago. It always feels like a long time in between times I get to hang out with y'all, and this time will be no less special. So I see that chat is going right now. We got a few of the homies in here. What's good, y'all? Let's get it going.
As I tweet out, stop the count. That's going to be the first topic of the day. It originally wasn't. And I was like, we got to talk about this, right? Because it does have, I think, a very interesting element. And there's a lot of hypocrisy going around. And people just naturally in their feelings. And some people really confused. So, as you guys know, as of late, not worldwide, because the Nintendo Switch is the most selling console, right? However, the Xbox has been ever so slightly outselling the PlayStation 5, right? For a lot of people say this, it is, and this is because this is VG charts, nothing's accurate, right? But people are leaning more towards it being fairly close. So I want to make sure I say that before somebody say using VG charts. This is what's out there, right? And surprisingly, even in Japan, the Xbox Series has already outsold the Xbox One generation in Japan. Okay, but in the United States, the Xbox has been doubling up the PlayStation 5 in console sales. The UK has been pretty close, but the United States has been doubling up. And the reason for this, the people saying, is the Xbox Series S, right? We all know the Xbox released with the Xbox Series X and the Series S. A lot of people thought the Series S was a Trojan horse. It's a little bit less powerful, but it's a great entry point into next-gen gaming. You're going to have all the frames from the Series X. You won't have the high resolution, no disk drive. But as we know, the proof is in the pudding. Gaming is leaning more towards digital content, right? It's moving towards digital content. So it had a lot going for it. With the supply issues that the Series X and the PS5 is having, the Series S is looking a lot more sexier than to gamers. So people are going out and buying this little console. I believe it's $299. I have one myself. I don't really use it. I ain't gonna cap. I'm always on my Series X, but I have it $299. And unless you got a 4K TV, unless you got something that has a high refresh rate, you really playing games at 1080 60. For a lot of people, that's fine. I know a lot of there was a Steam study happened last year before last that said most PC players all playing at 1080 60, right? So 1080 60 is not bad, all right? People are upset. And they're saying that because the hardware is different. Now, we know the PS5, the only hardware difference is the disk drive, right? The PS5 and PS5 Slim, exactly the same except for the hard drive. So there's what's what I'm looking for? There's a discourse on Twitter, on social media, that the Xbox Series S shouldn't count towards Xbox sales because it is a different SKU that's completely, they're two completely different SKUs. Power difference is completely different. They're different consoles. And some people are rebooting this saying, but what about iPhones? There's like 1 million different iPhones. You don't hear Apple saying, oh, we're only going to talk about how many iPhone 13s we sold. They're going to talk about the iPhone SE, all of the iPhones, right? But I do want to get the panel's thoughts on this about the Xbox Series S counting towards the overall Xbox Series. I know it's silly, but it's captured. You got big top name journalists having this is a real discourse happening on Twitter because people are thinking it's unfair to them because it hurts their feelings when their favorite platform isn't winning this fake imaginary war. So I do want to talk to you. I'm gonna go over to you, Baron. I'm sorry, what was that?
Question. I know we acknowledge these things here, and I've been a little unplugged as of late. So, how many more people have you seen actually acknowledge the fact that it's a little silly to talk about? Like, how many more people outside of like us here in this room have you seen actually acknowledge that there's no real reason to care?
Funny enough, most people do argue that point, but it still doesn't matter because it's what sells. Like that's the crazy part. Like most people who have some major input behind it also at some point in time said it's a dumb argument. But they, but the world's gonna keep turning with this.
It is a dumb argument, but it's a big discourse on Twitter, and we'd be fools not to cover it on the show because it is a major topic happening right now.
No, and that's what I was getting ready to say. So for me, when I look at this whole situation, all that I hope is that this speeds up PlayStation's refresh because we know it's coming. Like I've been talking about this forever. We all know every PlayStation console has had at least 3 or 4 different versions of that console. I think the PS4 was like the only one that didn't have three different type. Like they didn't do a mini or anything like that because they did the Pro and the regular and the jet engine. And
small airplane taking off. Yep.
Yeah, and I have a Pro and it's also a jet engine.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping that because Why do most people like feel like everybody has 4K capabilities? Like, why does everybody believe that everybody is just sitting
Because
on
it's a
super
vocal
power?
minority that is the loudest out of everybody.
4K,
it's so
200
nuts.
FPS, 240 FPS. That's not most
people-
gamers.
Bro, my neighborhood barely got fiber optics. I barely got a gig up, gig down internet. Like,
I'm pretty sure I'm the
with-
only person in my neighborhood to have fiber.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, you got neighborhood. I still have telephone poles all throughout my neighborhood, and you got different cable companies coming out and wiring. So most people don't understand that most of the U.S. and across the world is still Stone Ages when it comes to internet and tech. Like, and of course, you got your people who have the $8,000 TVs. That's a dramatic number.
That's a top quality meme right there, by the way.
Oh, I didn't even see.
It's
I
a
didn't even
top
see
The
it.
real ones get that meme.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh my God. But look, folks. I just honestly, through all of this, I hope them showing that there's still a need for a not so powerful powerhouse console, that this pushes Sony to come out with one with an external addition of memory and a smaller, not as big as my TV console.
Shout
You
out
know
to.
what is
Oh,
least
go ahead.
No, who are we shouting out to? Because I got a tangent.
Well, I just want to go into the chat really quick and read out some of the comments. Motivate said, "Well, I understand, right? Most 1080p TVs are out of circulation. 4K sets are extremely affordable, which they are. Old man Logan, he love his little series S. Just plays Sniper Elite 5, a Memoir Blue, which is the easy 1K achievements if you guys want to get it. The Darkness via the Superior Backwards Compatibility Program. Marcus Williams, what's happening, my guy? Appreciate you coming through, Javier, as well. Go ahead, Hugs.
So this is a conversation about keeping the same energy. So Chalklock and I have been going through the Nintendo Directs, and Nintendo for their DS system I think has 7 or 8 different SKUs for the Nintendo
All
DS.
counted the same way.
All counted the same way. The last last game was when the Switch was around. So 2017, 2018 was when the last DS game was officially made. And there's still DS games being made today, but it's the keep that energy. When do we stop? Because there's the 3DS, the 2DDS, the ones with the stylus, no stylus, the nubs, no nubs. At the end of the day, just be happy that people are playing video games and that we are not in the crash of the 80s. 1983, 1984, everybody here knows about that. If you've watched Dallas was the one that brought this to my attention. It was, I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore. I'm sure you can still find it. It's called High Score, and it talks about the video game crash of the 80s. Go watch the history of what happened, and you realize this really ain't shit. Like, at the end of the day, counting an old console into a SKU and sales, as long as people are playing the video game. There's
Hugger,
people that's Baron said, yes, sir.
is that a Nintendo NES behind you?
That is.
Hey,
We were talking about NES
chonker.
bootlegs yesterday. So
hey. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that caught my attention. I was like, hey. Y'all remember
you
that?
rubber eraser on them. Don't blow on them.
Yeah, we did it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cheeks was
hurt.
hurting. Cheeks was hurting. Pause.
Cheeks is hurting. Yeah. I can bring up my 8 megabyte memory card from my PlayStation 2 that held my entire childhood, but I got 6 terabytes in my PC that is struggling to hold like 6 games.
Man,
No.
but sorry.
It's so
It's a small
crazy.
thing.
Like, I just picked up, because these are all old games now. Like that, what you got behind you is super old. But
85.
these,
I think.
is like, I just picked up Sons of Liberty and Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Woo!
Only 2 NES games I have.
What is that? What you got?
is Dragon's Lair and Nightshade.
Okay.
Oh, so you don't want to survive anything. Got it.
No. I hate myself, so I might as well play games that are
Dragon's
gonna hate
Lair.
me too.
Hey, if you're able to
Right.
get what the light gun, go get Duck Hunt and make sure you put the gun to the TV. It's auto aim. Boop 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 boop.
Yep.
That's how we used to cheat auto aim. But Snips,
Yep.
Hogan brought up some great points when she brought up the old Nintendo handhelds. Even the Switch itself has an OLED. Last generation, we got the PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One X. This has been a norm with the different power gaps between, but still kind of goes on. Why are things so different when this has been normal? Why are things so different with the Xbox Series S for some reason?
For me to try and explain how people that want to make that distinction think or feel, I just can't do it. I don't care about console sales. I think the only people who should care about console sales numbers sit on the boards at Microsoft and Sony, respectively.
Yes, sir.
And until I have some sort of stake or profit at hand to be gained from the sales of these consoles, the numbers literally do not matter to me. If you want, assuming I could pretend in a world I do care about that crap, if you try and tell me that a Series S sale shouldn't count as an Xbox console sale, my response to you is going to be, is the Series S a Xbox console or is it not? I think the answer to that is definitively yes. If you want to categorize it and split it all apart, to me, it sounds like if that combination of the Series X and Series S is outselling the PS5 digital and regular version, it just means Xbox did a better job of varying their product offerings to hit a wider market than Sony did.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
That's not saying one console.
Yeah.
It's not saying one console is better than the other. It's saying that one of those R&D and marketing departments got together and said, "How can we cast a wider customer net?" And one was more successful than the other. Aside from that, like, I don't care. If you want to sit in your mom's basement and say that, no, the Series S sales shouldn't count, therefore Sony's selling more consoles, that's great.
Yep.
Keep it to yourself. I promise you, you do not appear on my timeline, and if you ever do by some random chance, I will immediately mute you and forget you ever exist. I don't care.
Yes,
Also,
King.
if you got one of us calling somebody such nerds that we use a mama's basement reference, you did something horribly wrong.
That's 100% fact.
Speak on it, Dallas. Speak on the people that are being a little too well, actually, about this, because I know you about to drop some bars on us.
Wait, let's talk about how Snips went to the greatest burger place that's ever existed.
What
I
about it?
tried.
What?
During the intros, I did some great product placement.
I'm just saying, great
Whataburger,
burger.
if you want to sponsor us, money or food, both are acceptable.
Hey.
I don't
And
mind
as
at
you
all.
know,
Come to
all
Canada.
Whataburger,
Mm.
all Whataburger food is cooked using propane and propane accessories.
Hang on, wait.
Oh, Bobby,
What
look at this
a
profile.
burger. Just
Ah.
like you like it.
There we see. Somebody tag Whataburger and tell them if they get all we need is a lifelong subscription to free patty melts. We good. That's all we need. You ain't got to pay us no money. Patty
And Baron
melts.
and I over here like, I would love to try some Whataburger.
Baron's had it.
My
Baron think it's
favorite thing
mid.
about them is just the size of the burgers. Like, there's no fast food place where you get a burger that huge.
Actual
for them.
burger. We like
Yeah.
big meat.
Get a-
Yeah, it's because the cow's in the backyard.
Hey, yo. We're not just going to
That's true.
scroll by. Like
Double meat, patty, all that. We want that on our burgers.
Dallas,
Two
you're not
meats.
going to roast them for saying we like big meat?
I
Dallas
know
can't
everybody
argue.
in here knows
agrees.
about Fame's deep love for meat. That was I purposely chose
Meat-
that.
Meat, mustard, all that. Give me some
mustard,
jalapenos. Listen, bro.
Apple
Meat
juice
mustard.
and dry ass biscuits.
I'm not gonna tell y'all what real world meat mustard. probably
Actually,
is.
you know what? Wow, since we kind of sidetracked onto the topic, which I'm pretty sure is my fault, so my apologies there. I do have to say, Whataburger, I am slightly sad and disappointed that you got rid of the jalapeno cheddar biscuits. Like, what are you doing, baby? Bring them back, okay? Bring them
Ooh,
back,
jalapeno
please.
cheddar.
Not until they bring back the
Please.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. I've been on
Maybe-
Whataburger bumper every year about the
No,
Chop House Cheddar
They
Maybe
said
Burger.
bring
bring
back
back
both.
A1 thick and hearty.
I don't know how we got on the
Bring back
Whataburger
for a while.
podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on the Whataburger podcast, but I'm just saying. Go ahead.
There's a
Snips
place
Snips got
where
it
the
down.
main- There's a place where the main attraction for the burger is A1 sauce, and it's amazing. Like it's a real thing.
D, While we got you, man, you got the last word. Why is it that there's this discourse, even though we've seen throughout history of console sales, they're all counted as one from that same generation. What's the difference between now and then? Why are people wanting them to channel their inner Donald Trump and stop the count?
Ah man, it's just like the different
You did
seasons
not.
in your favorite show. The difference is the narrative. Um, just straight up, the difference is I can move little snips, little baby snips. Like, the difference is it don't sound as good in my Twitter space press conference if I make it seem as if in any way those consoles, like, I don't know, maybe did the same exact thing. I don't know, maybe played the same exact games. It's a crazy thing to think about, but like, just what if somewhere in this multiverse, each version of the Xbox was meant to play the same exact stuff at more accessible price points. Now I know it's crazy. I just kind of
Wow, thought there. Wow.
just
Dallas.
imagine
Okay.
if that was a real thing, right? And then in that world, maybe, people would be so inclined to count those sales like within the same box in the same way, different SKUs for different. I mean, I would say the DS and the 3DS are slightly different, but they play the same games.
They do.
Um, if
Go
one
back
is
to
like,
the cogs in the machine. They're pretty much the same console.
yeah, I mean, the Game Boy Advance SP, I'm sure those all played all Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket. It's the same damn games, right? We didn't really make a distinction that big back then. I granted we was kids, but there were adults playing these games back then. I don't think any of us made the distinction. We're not talking about the difference between the N64 and the GameCube. We're not talking about
Different
that, right?
generations.
So yeah, I think people will. I don't want to use that phrase because I'm in here with y'all and I know what y'all would do with that. But I think
No,
people will
drop
skip
it.
over. People
Do
will
it.
skip over instead of saying glaze over because we got y'all in this room. People will skip over the main point just to argue something irrelevant to make it sound better for their argument. Obviously, and it's not as good in those Twitter space press conferences. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was in agreement that each of these consoles, the Series X, the Series S, um, and the handheld that we not gonna talk about don't actually exist. If there was one, if there was a box that you plug in, like if there was like a Fire Stick type thing, or if there was an app, or an Amazon Luna type app, it would still all play the same stuff, right?
But
Um,
no,
yeah, so Baron is getting where I'm going. So that's all I have to say because I'm sure everybody here completely understands where I'm going with it.
Before we move on from this, I gotta ask you guys, because Baron, time and time again, has made this very exact point. Do you feel like this is a conversation? Because Fame has told us that some very prominent people are talking about this. This is a conversation to keep consoles going because Baron is, and we see it. They're not trying to sell you the hardware anymore. They're trying to sell you Game Pass. They're trying to sell you the subscription service. So if they keep this, well, the console and all this and all that, do you think this is just another means for people that I'll always be a console person. I love collecting them. But this is another means to keep it going when you can see that it's not really a thing anymore. People would love a Fire Stick or even the smart TVs to come with Game Pass. Samsung phones come with Game Pass on them. I just got a new Samsung phone. You can get Game Pass on it.
I think
Do you think this is another conversation to keep it going?
the
that's
Series
what
S is perfectly made for people who are intrigued by Game Pass. You may not have a capable PC, or you may not just be into PC gaming, but you're like, man, what is this Game Pass thing? I want to check it out, and I don't want to stream, right? I want to play native. Series S.
well,
But
check
you,
this out. You guys think about it this way. Think about the age range of people who game now too. Like let's put in this perspective. Me,
It's huge.
it's perfect because growing up gaming, me being technically the first person in my house to really get into console gaming. My kids are now into it because they see me. Am I going to go out and buy the $500, $600 console? Or am I going to go buy the quick $300 one where I can just plug it in and boot it up and let them go? Because like it fits the market in so many different ways. The size of it is perfect. It fits just about anywhere. It's it's discreet. I mean, it's not like you're trying to hide it. Yeah, oh yeah. It's small, but it freaking works, man. It's an easy sell. You got the whiny kid in line, crying to their mom, talking about I want a game, I want a game, I want a game. Fine, get it. Like it's easier to do that than to pick up anything else that's out.
That, and I think that's ultimately the point. I think we are the only ones as like the enthusiasts and as the consumers, we're the only ones that would think about whether or not it's a push in one direction or the other, when I think the whole point is if you can make the next generation of whatever we get made, or if you can make rather the ecosystem more easily accessible at the highest quality possible and the lowest price point at the same damn time, would you or would you not do that?
Sorry, Dallas.
Sorry.
But yeah, you're right.
Some dumbassery happened down here. Some dumbassery happened
Y'all
down
know where
here.
we at. We knew what this was.
I apologize. Listen,
Yeah.
that's a perfect time. See, we need some topic change. Topic change. I need some topic change
See,
music.
You don't need topic change movement. You
Topic
just go, well,
change.
speaking of this topic, what do you guys think of this topic? And
So,
just- Segway's got to be
Segue.
fire, like Julie and Solomita's are when Jenna and him used to do the podcast. They got to be fire. Just segue right
topic
into it.
change.
Okay.
Topic change. Listen, so first off, for you guys who are still watching, thank you guys off the rip, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, share the stream out. We are switching over to talk about State of Play that is happening tomorrow. As we know, that we'll be having a State of Play from Sony tomorrow. Will be a 30-minute long show, if I'm not mistaken. The primary focus will be third parties and first party stuff for PlayStation VR 2. With that being said, I hope everyone has tempered their expectations, because you will not see God of War Ragnarok. You will not see anything up from PlayStation first party that isn't for PlayStation VR 2. So with that being said, I asked the panel to come up with 2 predictions for the State of Play tomorrow. And I want to start with Baron J67. Baron, your 2 predictions for tomorrow's third party and PSVR 2 focused PlayStation State of Play.
I think we're gonna get at least one shadow drop of a game. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but I think we're gonna get a shadow drop like available now. And then we're gonna get a Little Devil Inside release date, and it's
Is
gonna
that
be
game okay?
probably not, but we're gonna get it's gonna release July 8th.
That was oddly specific. Very oddly specific. I'm gonna go ahead and go, right? Because I got a couple things. Number one, I predict that one of the PSVR 2 games will be a Marvel game. Iron Man VR 2, maybe, but it'll be something big, because you have to be able to sell this piece of hardware off the rip. So something they're gonna be doing is big.
Max 3.
Maybe
That's number
it'll be
one.
Thor's hammer with eyeballs and just fly.
Possibly. I'm predicting
another
a
guy.
Marvel game. I'm also predicting that we get that we see the Horizon Forbidden West. Apparently there's a Horizon Forbidden West VR title in the works. I think that'd be super dope. As far as third parties go, I know we said 2. I went over 2 a little bit. I apologize. I do think we're going to finally see Final Fantasy 16. And we're going to see some actual in-depth gameplay of Final Fantasy 16. As in-depth as it can be, would have been a 30-minute show. I think that's something that can captivate, get people going. And I wouldn't be shocked, even though this is it's kind of weird to see both in one show. I wouldn't be shocked for us to see or hear even the smidget of the second act of Final Fantasy VII remake for PlayStation 5. And it will be announced as a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Because I do not believe Final Fantasy VII remake will ever see the light of day on Xbox. I think because it's a mainline Final Fantasy game, we know how Square Enix is and how they're pretty much backing Sony. their mainline games will be and stay PlayStation exclusive. So I wouldn't be shocked to see an announcement for 7 Part 2 announced for PlayStation 5 and PC exclusively, console exclusive, whatever you call it. Final Fantasy 16, an exclusive Iron Man VR game, and the Horizon Forbidden West game. I'm gonna switch over to you, Snips.
I'll keep it short, sweet, and to the point. I think we will see all of the PSVR 2 launch titles. If not little gameplay bits of them, at least the announcement of what all the titles will be when it launches. And I think one of the few non-PSVR 2 things we will see is a small smidgen, I'll say like maybe 3 to 5 minutes of gameplay from Final Fantasy 16, because I think they aren't happy with how Stranger of Paradise hit, so they're going to try and wash over that with look how pretty and nice we're making 16.
Chaos.
Listen, we still got more predictions going. Drop them in the chat. If you guys drop your predictions in the chat, I will read those out. I got a couple of comments here. Walter was God of War because I don't know how to read. Taku Fix, I have a PC port. Johnny says Sony could do no wrong. It'll be there, and all the Xbox will be wrong again. Big Money. Shout out to Big Money in the chat. He says Sony is the best at what they do is the reason why they are on top. Ring Shorts is in a bit. What's going on, Rings? Well. Rings also says Sly Cooper's making a return. Now, here's the thing. Isn't Sly Cooper? But aren't they first party?
Sly Cooper.
That's the thing. It's a third party show. Unless you're talking about VR. Unless we're talking PSVR. Everything that's not PSVR is apparently going to be third party, from their third party partners. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can we just? Okay. Let me go off for a second.
No.
This has to be like they have to feel extremely confident in this, because why in the hell would you release a PSVR 2 in the world where an Oculus Quest exists that runs on its own?
And PS5s are hard to get.
That's what I don't get. But okay, let's keep going. I'll move the whole rant in itself. It just not to hate, but like, how confident do you have to be? Like, hey, this is gonna move.
At this point, the money's been put into it, so you're gonna put it out there, and it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
But it's like, we invested the time and money into this. We're not gonna not release it. So
true.
F it. Here goes.
Throw it out there. Yeah.
All right, guys, keep dropping your state of play predictions. Remember, it's a third party focus heavy show, except for PSVR 2. That's when you get a lot of information from the first party PSVR 2. Drop them in the chat. I will read those out. Sis, I'm gonna go over to you. Your state of play predictions for tomorrow.
So I think we're gonna see a lot of what you guys said. Not definitely, but at least a title screen for Final Fantasy 16. Or if it's not Final Fantasy 16 and it's not Strangers of Paradise, maybe it'll be like a Disgaea switchover announcement. You know, those weird ones that they like to have. Since it was recently the 1-year anniversary of Village, I think we might see a DLC announcement for that. There's been whispers and rumors that we're going to get some DLC coming up soon. I would love to see that. And I think since we know it's already been announced, we might see a title screen for the next Tomb Raider. Whatever the next trilogy is going to be. Because the new trilogy from 2013 to Shadow of the Tomb Raider has already ended. So I think we might, and it will be on, it might not be on PlayStation first, but PlayStation has been Tomb Raider's home for a very, very, very long time. So they might get it first or get some exclusive outfits first.
So I guess we would assume that Eidos Montreal is the studio behind it, since the other studio is working on Perfect Dark.
Yeah. Eidos and then Crystal. Because Core shut down a long time ago, but the next Tomb Raider, I think maybe. It might be still way too early for that, but you know me. Polygon titties.
Yo,
Polygon titties.
Very important.
In the chat, you know, we're going to get to Dallas, but in the chat, we got Alex in the chat, bro. Listen, I can't give up no trade secrets. My man said the block is hot, and I'm telling y'all the block is hot. Like, don't leave your house tomorrow. When Alex video drop, don't leave your house, because people gonna be outside shooting. Keep your head
Way
down.
to the spaces.
Keep your head down.
Great.
I ain't gonna give it up. I ain't gonna give it up. I'm just saying I got a sneak peek, and yeah. If you live in the hood, keep your head down because the block is hot. Shots done rang out. Well, they about to rang out tomorrow. Shout out to Alex the God. King Thigh Slap. I appreciate the feature in the last video too.
In your mouth.
Whoa, wait a minute, what?
I think we're gonna get.
See, I
Okay.
knew that was the wrong Jay-Z line.
Dallas, what the hell did you just say? Something about a mouse?
Something about it.
He said-
No. Roll that
Oh,
back. What'd you
snap.
just say? We're not gonna.
I knew that
brush
was the
past
wrong
that.
Jay-Z
you didn't say
line.
some such shit.
Cause he talking about it's gonna be shooting in the streets, and I say it's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
But all we heard was in your mouth.
In your
Of
mouth.
course, because that's how y'all
And
do it.
barrels.
And then
And
Alex in here,
barrels.
so it's like, yeah, the sus shit
We
is
only hear the sussy shit.
rampant right now.
Sus
Yeah,
gangs
I
in the
get it.
building. Alex the God,
Alex.
King Thigh Slap. But Dallas, I'm gonna swing over to you, brother. Your predictions for tomorrow's third party PlayStation VR
Wait, is it tomorrow or is it the 3rd?
tomorrow.
Second.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm
got
not
it.
gonna lie. I am slightly, especially having rings in here for first time I seen you in a little bit, having Alex in here, and I'm slightly embarrassed because I'm woefully underprepared. So we're coming off the top of the dome. Let me prepare.
Was that a big crack?
All right, we're
I
coming
just
off the
heard
top of the
some
dome like Mysterio with this one. Let's see. First of all, and this is gonna be the biggest one, so don't expect for anything to be more potent than this one. But I fully expect Life of Black Tiger VR.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What happened to Virgil?
Yes, Dallas.
If we don't get that, like we right, because hell no.
I'm gonna burn Sony to the ground. Life of Black Tiger VR. Dallas put it out in the air. I need it now.
We gotta have it. Let me see. You know what? I don't have if I'm being honest, I don't have very high expectations for PlayStation VR 2. But as long as it's as close to wireless as humanly possible, then
I'm sorry.
I think they'll be fine.
Oh,
love
that's not funny.
Second, this is actually a real thing. Speaking of Final Fantasy 16, I do think there should be, because I can't say what there will be, as a story / gameplay trailer. Like the story is fairly fleshed out for this one. Like I heard a fair amount of the lore, and it sounds like a fairly good story. It sounds like a real mainline Final Fantasy game coming up. So I do expect to hear and see something pretty solid for that. But I don't expect to hear and see much more solid stuff. Like outside of Life of Black Tiger, I don't really expect to see nothing that's gonna excite me. But Final Fantasy 16 is like the thing I'm probably looking the most forward to.
That has to be the headliner, right? I mean, it has to be.
It's gotta be.
It's time.
It's gotta be. Unless there's some type of like left field surprise, that's the thing that I'm looking the most forward to, and that's the thing that I think is most likely to wow me personally. That's the thing I think that's the game of the show for me. Besides that, I don't really expect to see anything like mind blowing. At least, I don't really expect to see anything mind blowing besides that, other than Life of Black Tiger and Final Fantasy 16. If we see anything past that, I'll be surprised. Anything past that that's like really substantial, I'd be surprised.
Shout out to the Salt Mines that's in the chat. He says, I love a Black Panther game. Not a prediction, just won't. Hey, man, if ever a time to drop these superhero games, is now.
Yeah.
Because when people thought the superhero thing was going to die down, that it's gotten bigger than ever, right? So if you're going to drop these games, we already got Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, Wolverine dropping. There's rumors of a couple more X-Men projects that have been floating around here. I'm just saying, if you're going to drop them, drop them.
Mm-hmm.
Drop 'em.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a fire game. It's on Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
Taco says Doctor Strange would be fire. Hey man, just add Doctor Strange to Avengers.
Avengers isn't bad.
It's not. It's a good game. Play it every day.
I mean, Spider-Man is complete and utter trash. But
Oh yeah.
the Avengers game in general is not bad.
Okay, Bendiata says, okay, a real prediction. COD Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. A lot of people still believe that PlayStation still has the marketing deal for the next 3 years, even
Makes
if
sense.
Microsoft closes the AB deal. And something Resident Evil, Spyro 4, or Woompally. Wait a minute, Spyro. Who owns Spyro?
Spyro. Activision Blizzard.
Activision.
Activision, man, listen, ain't no way,
Mm.
bro.
But you know what though? I didn't
Microsoft
actually
would do
mention,
it.
but Resident Evil DLC talk though that seems pretty likely, and
It's been a year.
I'd be down for that.
Oh yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
It's
Like
definitely
literally,
time.
the anniversary for it was last week that it's been out for a full year.
And I think we too quickly stopped talking about Resident Evil Village, but that
Oh.
game is worthy.
See, baby, you weren't in the right spaces because some of us have never stopped talking about Lady Dimitrescu ever.
Oh man, I need to join you and Alex. I need to join you and Alex for real, because
Good
we stopped
stuff.
talking about it way too quick.
I can send you some stuff, okay?
Oh my God, what happened to Virgil? Listen, we're gonna switch over because today was the day we were introduced to what may be top 10 greatest Pokemon of all time, Lechonk. Lechonk.
Is that
You really named this.
Listen.
Fair.
Lechonk, great start. If he does not have 2 evolutions named Lechonker and Lechonkest, it's a wrap.
Lefic.
Chunky.
No, he got evolved.
Chunky.
He got evolved to Lefic.
There has to be a progression of the chunk. Okay, it has to go from chonk to
Le fat
chonker
with a PH
to chonkest,
and Le thick.
and they better progressively get rounder and larger.
Like I think it's
And then his
difficult.
feet disappear with each evolution.
Like I want the description for Lechonkest to read: cannot move under its own strength unless its life is in danger. Otherwise, it needs assistance to be mobile.
It basically
Because
evolves into
It's just so much chunk.
Well,
Is
see,
it
evolves into
only
a
a
pig
male
metapod.
Pokemon?
I don't know.
listen, Otaku Fix. He says Lechonk gonna be a letdown. Y'all know we don't care if we might not even ever use him, but he will be in the party, baby. If I could walk around the Pokemon, it's gonna be Lechonk. It's like, but listen, I will say I have changed my mind on my starter Pokemon because I already have Scarlet pre-order, and I was gonna get the Weed Cat.
nerd.
I don't remember their names,
The Weed
Boy,
Cat.
Coco.
but I was gonna get the Weed Cat.
No,
but
that's Weed Cat. That's his name.
I have changed my
Hey,
mind, and I will continue the tradition since Gen 1
Fire type.
of the fire type, and it's me and Coco.
Boy, Coco.
So I have changed my mind. It wasn't gonna be the Weed Cat because me and that duck, F that duck. I flick that duck. I don't care about that duck.
Pause.
Flick that
Pause.
duck. For you, Coco,
Flick that bean.
it's me and you. Forget that Weed Cat too.
So,
I've changed my
is
mind,
there a
but
space between the le and chunk?
no.
What I don't see people talking about,
One word.
for one, is how the Pokemon this time around, the new Pokemon look like Digimon. For one, for two, I don't hear people talking about how like strangely attractive the professors are this time around. It's weird. Look, I don't care. Shoot me.
But Dallas, come on.
how
We
oddly
sexualized
attractive
a
that-
9'6" woman, and we sexualized the Samsung
You don't have to.
assistant.
First off,
Like,
come on,
on.
let's take a
9'6"
time
women
out. You
deserve
don't
that
have to
recognition.
sexualize that. It just embodies it. Like it is.
Yeah,
what it
Remember-
is. You know,
like,
Baron,
listen,
remember when the Wii Fit trainer came out? Just a lady trying to exercise, and people were like, well, "What if she had big honkers and I did something nasty to her?"
Listen, people
Yeah,
that don't
of
care
course.
about video games. I played Resident Evil Village. I got to Castle Dimitrescu, right? My girl who paid no attention to anything I was playing up until this point.
I was like,
Lady D
okay.
walks past and she go, damn, she got a fat ass. And you can clearly tell
Yep.
she didn't mean to say it out loud. It was just word vomit.
And then when she said
Like,
this stupid man thing, yeah.
Man, tell me, listen, some people would pay extra to be called man thing.
What's this mean?
Yeah, I know.
What is this,
Talking
Baron?
about Pokemon or
You
what?
know what that meme is? That's Baron being
That's a gift. I'm glad it ain't playing.
Baron being nasty.
Fame talking about flicking ducks.
Hey!
Hey yo, hey yo.
Forget that duck, bro. Nobody want that stupid duck and this little stupid hat he got on. Nobody care about that duck. It's all about for Coco. But all in all, I do want to go around the panel really quickly and give your thoughts on what we saw today. Because I'm super excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's a day one. I played Sword and Shield, liked it, didn't really fall in love with it. I didn't play Legend of Arceus, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of Legend of Arceus in this, but while also staying true to the Pokemon formula. Really quickly around the room, if you saw it, your thoughts on the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer today.
I haven't played Pokemon Day One in a very, very, very long time, so
Mm.
this is probably gonna be a pass. And maybe Chocolate with the Chocolate money will send me that Switch that I know he's holding on to for me.
He's
Hey.
probably got like 12 of them.
No, he showed me the one he bought me. It's the new white OLED Switch.
Mm. Oh my God, what happened to Virgil? All right, B. Your thoughts on the greatness that is Fuecoco and Lechonk.
I'm
I
in
am-
love with Fueco.
Hey, hey, you better patent that right now.
Ooh. So I'm just glad that Pokemon is finally pivoting, and not just in a like. I feel like Arceus was like a big test run. I didn't play it. I didn't. But this looks like it's pulling from everything that everybody loved of Arceus. So I might get it. Last time I took a day off early to go pick up Pokemon Glock and holster. It was like I was mad, like
Pokemon Glock and
really
holster.
mad out.
I hate this. I hate
so,
this dude.
so I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait a while. I know it'll never go on sale, but I'm gonna just hold off a bit.
I just want to say, bro, Nintendo be trash for dropping like 2 versions of the same game, bro. Yeah, we're gonna keep some Pokemon over here and some Pokemon over there, and if you want all of them, you better spend $120.
And
They
then
dirty
the
for that,
data-
bro.
Well,
and then they data mine it, and they're all on there.
It's
Like
literally like 2 lines of code that are like
Yeah.
deny access to this, allow access to this, and that's the difference
Yep.
between the two.
Chocolate showed me something. I think it was 2015. Fire Emblem came out. It was 3 different games. It all had kind
Conquest.
of the same story.
Yeah.
And the only difference when people data mined it was what Snips just said was a small line of code that say, hey, cut the story off in this cartridge. But they were all $40 each, and you could buy the pack for $120. And now since the digital store is going away, it's even more expensive because people are trying to capitalize on it.
I got the physicals.
Yeah.
Let's get physical.
Add that to the retirement fund, bro. It's basically an IRA at this point.
Yep. Definitely. You get in low, you still high. Let's do it. No, I'm
Just like Fame's copy of Scott Pilgrim versus the World when that eventually gets delisted again.
Man.
Hey, and this Sea of Thieves controller right here, which I check all the time and realize how much money I can
That's
get
like
for it.
$600 here in Canada.
Like I look on eBay all the time, and the price is always high.
This man sitting on a car.
Don't invite me over. I'm gonna
done.
sell it for drugs.
Right?
The crazy part is I had 2,
Drugs.
got rid of 1,
You did.
and that was stupid. But anybody else thoughts on Pokemon S and V? Snips.
It is a Pokemon game. There's nothing in that trailer that surprised me in any way, shape, or form. Lechonk was great just because Lechonk. But it is a game I will buy and I will play it because to this day I still moderately enjoy the Pokemon formula, and I will play the game and I'm sure I will be satisfied and I will move on with my life. The only other thought that ever pops into my head when I see new Pokemon games nowadays is imagine if Nintendo didn't own this IP, what these games would
Man.
look like.
Man, what
Like
Pokemon and
what we're
Unreal
getting
Engine
now
5?
would have been on
It would be
like
so
PS2.
Wolf, I'm gonna beat your ass when I meet you.
We would have had a grid-based tactical
Little
RPG with
Yo, Wolf,
Can you
wow,
imagine like Horizon Forbidden West level Pokemon?
bro.
Bro, imagine
but-
that.
Well, that's
But
what
that
that
would be
one
Digimon
game. What
at
is it?
that
Pal? What's that
Is
one
it
that's coming out? Palmon or Pal Friend?
Power? Yeah.
I know that one did look cool.
Is that
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah,
Underrated.
Hunter?
it's
Or
just
Monster
it's
Rancher?
a shame it's limited by Nintendo's refusal to invest in hardware. But
Yeah.
aside from that, I'm sure it'll still be fun. So
I want to see Pokemon on
Like,
Unreal.
Yes. Well, we've been
that would
listen.
be
There
horrifying.
is a version. I don't know if y'all remember like the original art for Pokemon, like the red and blue actual cover art, the watercolor. There's a version of like a fan made version of Pokemon right now that's made in that style, and it's so perfect.
you
It's
better
what
not
I
give
think.
out any details, or they're gonna get sued into oblivion.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my
Right?
best not
Do
to.
they
Yeah,
have
don't
Fat
snitch,
Just to know.
Pikachu?
Yes.
Okay.
Fat
Yeah,
Pikachu
so
is the best
talked about
Pikachu.
The
it.
original
Talked
Pokemon
about it
card.
for too long. Don't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Nintendo-
Listen, y'all know enough. Don't snitch. Go check it out,
I
but
heard,
don't
Don't
snitch.
snitch.
I heard Nintendo execs showed up at somebody's 3rd birthday party because their mom made them a homemade Mario cake and beat the ever living crap out of them.
I believe
I'm
it.
not
Hey.
even gonna lie. Marvel got into a lot of shit about 2-3 years ago because some kid wanted Spider-Man on his tombstone. He was like Make-A-Wish,
I
passed
do
away,
remember that.
and then Disney said, "Give us like $30 a month for the rest till this tombstone is gone." So
That's
there's
so
companies out there that will do that.
Insane.
Hey,
That's
Baron,
so
Taco Fix
bad.
say hit him in a DM. He said he need that. He need that. It is DM. Listen,
Use
He
Fat
need that
Pikachu
long
Fix.
DM.
Listen,
go ahead.
I
Got
do
you.
want to say one last thing about this Pokemon thing because there were a couple things that stood out to me. Because as y'all know, I've had sort of a high degree of contempt for the treatment of Pokemon over the last few games, and I've had like I just have an issue with how they half-ass Pokemon and still expect uh the same amount of support, still expect full price, still expect for people to pay for Pokemon Home, for like less features, right? For something that's disproportionate value. And I'm not usually the person that talks like that, but as a person who's been a giant Pokemon fan since Pokemon started to exist, it's been an issue. So here I see improvements, and then I see stuff that's not very cool. But I see more improvements than the not cool stuff. Like for example, the environments are still utter garbage. Um, I don't know who they got like working on that, but it's less N64 now, more PS2. So I guess that's kind of an improvement. But
Hey,
I hate
there are
it
now
here.
5 blades of grass per square meter instead of just 1.
yeah, and that's slightly improved. It's still trash, but it's slightly improved. But however, besides how like disarmingly attractive the professors are at this point, there's just an overall improvement in character models I see, and an improvement in animations, how the character models are animated, how the moves are animated, and then if y'all notice in the trailer, there's a couple black hair options. They probably the only ones existing in the game, but I saw some little locks on the little boy. I saw like some curls on the little girl, and I think that's kind of fire because I don't think we ever seen that before in a Pokemon game. We just had to have like the Caesar, like every other game. Um, we just had to pick something. Like my Let's Go character, which was the last time I purchased a Pokemon game, day one. My Let's Go character legit looked like a little Indian boy because his hair was just so like his
I'm
hair
done.
was just so straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little he looked like a boy from India, like real stuff.
I'm
'Cause
Hey,
so done.
so
his
with that, listen, I'm gonna cut you off, but we gotta move on really quickly. If you don't have Xbox Game Pass right now, you can get Ultimate for 3 months for $1 for a returning user. Returning user, not just new. That's wild. Listen, really quick, around the ring, and I will start this with Dallas because he ended the last one. Really quickly, your thoughts on the Sonic Frontier? Is it Frontier? Gameplay that was shown. We got more gameplay from IGN. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people saying it looks stiff. Your thoughts, D, on the new Sonic open world title?
Okay, well, you know what? That's the one thing I haven't actually checked out yet, so I'm watching it as we speak. And I really hope this is like in-game footage. I hope this is all like. I hope this is not cinematic that I'm looking at, because it's a different approach. And as much as people like to roast when games go open world, like they say that there's certain signs that a franchise is going into the toilet, and the free to play is one of those things. One of those things is open world, but it worked well enough for Elden Ring. people would have thought that approach would have just been they thought it was a little too gimmicky, right? Here it works, and just open world works in general for like collectathons, which Sonic can be. It works for anything where like the traversal is important and something where you have a character that's legit the fastest character on that planet. Something that'll probably work out, right? And I feel a lot more. I guess like growing up, Sonic's main competitor was Mario. Yeah, it feels a lot more Mario. It feels like the Mario 64, like as far as watching the footage, it feels like the Mario 64 equivalent to Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Now him climbing in walls is kind of trash. Like he's supposed to be the fastest dude on the planet, and you just like hopping half a foot.
It looked janky.
Like a magnetic wall.
It looked janky. He looked hella stiff to me. But
so I hope that this is all very early, but conceptually, I'm with it. I just hope it don't release in the state that we saw it, which is very possible these days. But conceptually, I'm with the idea of it.
Mike, I'm not gonna finish his name. Says that Sonic game looked bad. I'm sorry. Shout out to Mike with the epic name inside the chat. Panel, before we get to the suggestions, any thoughts that you guys had on this Sonic Frontier gameplay? A lot of people are not feeling it.
This looked like Sonic and the Black Knight, which came out for the Wii, which is almost 10 years ago. They had wall climbing, they had all this stuff, and the game Sonic has never been great, so it hasn't been great in a very long time.
Oh, I'm gonna say never, man, because
was great.
Sonic and Knuckles was fire.
Sonic great again.
Sonic Mania was really good too.
And Sonic Heroes.
Yeah,
did anybody? This is random, but did anybody catch the Sonic Heroes references in Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Mm-hmm.
I may need to watch it again. I had a bunch of screaming kids in the theater.
Of course.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not too worried about it because I feel like it just reminded me of Sonic Adventures for some reason. And that was the open world one on Dreamcast, right? Where you got the little cartridge and you got to raise your little cherub or cheer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't played any of the ones in between that. So like all the horrible ones that everybody talks about. So
yeah.
But if it's anything like I remember Sonic Adventure being like, being able to experience like Super Saiyan Sonic and all that, Sonic Gold or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, man. Fighting the big old chaos, like
bringing back memories, G.
Bro, that was dope. Like that open world, or hub world, or whatever you want to call it. It was dope. So we know they can do it. I just hope they figure it out with this.
I think it's kind of hard to evolve Sonic as a character. Because to me, when I first heard about this, I was like, oh, this is going to be dope. And I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, it still might be good. I'm not going to say it's bad. But I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a great idea. Let's mix it up. Some IPs are just going to be hard to evolve. I look at Halo. Halo is an IP that's going to be very hard to evolve. Even though combat evolves, right? No pun intended. Some IPs, as great as they were, are hard to evolve. Snips, Hug, any thoughts on this before we switch over to suggestions?
I think for those out there who watched it and are unhappy, I think you shouldn't base your entire opinion of what this game will be based on what you saw in this one video. My hope is that they still have a lot in the bag that they didn't show, which I believe is how trailers and these kind of little demos should be. Don't give away everything all at once. Like you said, it did look a little bit rough on the animations and stuff, so hopefully there will be some polishing. But I think the concept itself that they're laying out, they could make a pretty neat game. I see some ways in my head to take directions with certain things and Sonic's abilities and all that to create some progression. And bear in mind that they only showed that one area, so there could be sections that are more linear and play kind of closer to a Sonic level traditionally and all that kind of stuff. So I think they opened up possibilities, which is good for the franchise. I just wouldn't say don't crucify it yet based off that one trailer. That being said, it could still be awful. But I think it could also still be salvaged into something good. So I'd take a wait and see approach is my advice.
Okay. Listen, as you guys know, it's our favorite part of the show. I like to give suggestions for you guys to watch and or play. Drop them in the chat. If you think, man, y'all should go check this out. Y'all should go play this game. Drop it in the chat. I will read those out. I'm going to start over with you, D. What you got this week, brother?
Man, you know what's crazy? I've been playing it literally, and I think it's still worth the suggestion. So anybody that has not been playing it, go play Elden Ring, man. Cause listen, I've like, it's literally the only game I've been playing, right? And every time
You need to
feel
play
like I'm
Avengers.
stuck, or I mean, I will hop on that too. Actually, I just downloaded that, but Fame didn't hit me up and say let's play, so y'all know how it go. I like every time I feel like I found everything I needed to find, I'm stuck. I beat every boss that I feel like I could beat. And then like I randomly just stumble into something that I thought was inconsequential, and it turns out to be a whole giant area of the map. And then I find out that whole giant area of the map that I just found is completely optional. It's this place is huge, and I got to a point where I felt like I'm thinking I'm pretty much at the end of the game, and I talked to a homie and I'm like, well, I gotta do this, and then I'm pretty sure like this is the end of the game. I got so many hours in it, there cannot be more. He was like, oh yeah, okay, so before you
You're
light
about
that
halfway.
forge, go make sure you do everything else, and this is half. Yeah, you're right. And half. You see how many like sites of grace are unlocked on my map? Do you? It's all gold. It's literally all gold
More.
at this point.
I think I saw one of my friends or mutuals tweet something about there are like 200 something plus bosses if you count up all the bosses in the game.
It's
Um,
insane.
There's a lot. Yeah.
And the point that I'm making here is not one of quantity, but more one of quality, because it's crazy how good every piece of content here is. It's insane how great, like, and how like well thought out everything actually is. It's insane how much of what you see is connected to something. Like there, you could have a whole fight that once again seems inconsequential, just a random side boss, and that's a part of the story. Like everything that you just experienced was a part of the world's like, lore. And then to know that there's just so much more to go, it gives me the feeling that I got when being a kid, first playing RPGs and discovering everything before we kind of caught on to systems and how they work, and things became so like gamey, so by the numbers in our heads. It gives me that feeling that I had back then, where everything was just a brand new discovery. Secondly, before I just to get off the Elden Ring thing, make sure y'all go and watch Kenobi. Like Disney Plus ain't missed yet. And so thus far, Kenobi is kind of fire. So make sure y'all go check that out.
All right, I'm gonna go to the chat really quickly here. I want to miss. Back from the last topic, Mike says some Sonic games had awesome CGI intros. That's facts. That's absolute facts. He also says you can get away with that not evolving if you're a huge money maker like COD. That's also facts. Taco Fix for suggestions says if anyone, I would say if anyone needs any web suggestions, let your boy know. My channel. That's fact. Go check out the Taco Fix. My man got an amazing growing channel over there, man. If you into webtoons, you in anime, go check out Taco Fix. Hit that subscribe button. Man doing great work over there. Johnny Man says, game to play, Sims 4. Please don't spend a little $1,000 on DLC. That's outrageous. Show to watch Kenobi. Best piece of Star Wars so far since Revenge of the Sith. Just don't go on Twitter. Franklin says, I recommend the comedy anime Bento. Is it Bento? I might be saying it wrong. I apologize. Miniator says, Man versus Bee looks pretty good. Also, Watchdog. Azobu Wolf is in the building. He says, Ancient Magus Bride anime is really good. I love the manga, so I wasn't expecting much. If you guys are still in the chat, you guys still watching, drop your suggestions for people to watch or play. I will read those out. Mike also says Sifu is a great game. Snips, I'll go over to you. Your suggestions for people to go and watch, go and play, or go and read.
I got.
Alright. Oh.
He totally
Snips,
says
not
snips,
sis.
right?
Sorry.
Snip, sorry. Snap.
Yeah, it's all shit.
Skirt. I got nothing for y'all to play. I have 2 things for y'all to watch. For those who follow the esports scene, Intel Extreme Masters Dallas is happening right now in Dallas, just down the road from me. I would have gotten tickets, but I hate driving to Dallas, and they didn't have the tickets I want by the time I thought to look. So I'm watching it on Twitch. But pro level Counter Strike, in my opinion, still probably the greatest esport to watch overall. You got some really good teams competing through the rest of this weekend, so check that out if you like esports stuff. And the other thing to watch, I'm gonna go on a shameless plug route. I'm gonna take a stroll down Shameless Avenue, because tonight, immediately following the conclusion of this podcast, I will be doing a stream for the first time in like
Drop the link.
a month.
Drop the link in the chat.
So if you guys want to come hang out, I believe Chrono Trigger won the poll. So I was like halfway-ish through with my playthrough of that, and I haven't touched it in a while. So we're dropping back into that world. So if you guys want to come hang out, check that out.
He gonna drop the link in the chat and make sure you guys
I
go
will.
follow my homie Snips on Twitch.
Thank you, sir. That's all from me.
Is it? Am I tripping?
No.
No, what happened?
You drop it in the chat? I mean, in the chat.
I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
Right now. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have more suggestions?
No, that's all.
Okay. All right, sis.
This is the last day to go get the full BioShock collection. It is free on the Epic Games. It comes with BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite. Go get all of them. Sniper Elite 3 and Hardpoint Shipbreaker are also free on Game Pass, so go enjoy those games. Just go have some fun. But definitely go pick up the BioShock collection. It is worth it.
Okay.
Are the Sniper Elite games cool? I saw 5 is out, and I thought it looked kind of
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
Never played any of them.
4,
Me neither.
5, Nazi Zombies 4 is also on Game Pass, so just go and play them. They're really good.
All right, my brother. Baron J67, what you got, Bo?
Make sure you guys are keeping up with Spy Family, please. I've read way ahead, and I just couldn't wait. So I've been, and shout out to Walt for letting me know Shonen Jump was so cheap, because I've been binge reading like crazy. Also, before it leaves Game Pass, if you haven't, like me, go play Greedfall. It's a little loose. It's floaty.
If you love old
but
school
it's fun.
Bioware,
Yeah,
you're gonna love
yes.
See,
Yes.
I've had that. It's the only game on my Steam wish list for like the past 3 years, and I keep getting notifications every couple of months that it's on sale,
it's on
and
Game
I'm like,
Pass.
It's
just
on Game
miss it.
Pass
was.
right now.
Oh,
Or
okay.
it's on Game Pass until the 15th. That's what made me
Okay.
jump on. So I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I was playing it all
It's
day.
really good.
It's actually pretty. Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
And there's
But yeah,
DLC
that's
coming
it.
out soon.
Oh, what?
Isn't there some news about Greedfall 2? I thought I heard something about
Yes, they did
Greedfall
just
2,
drop.
but there's also DLC coming out for the original Greedfall.
that. Hey.
Oh,
Yep,
for
that's
me personally, update 2.4 came out, and the game was super fire. 2.4 made a lot of changes. I'm super excited for patch 2.5 that will introduce Jane Foster to the game. Go play Avengers, okay? Go play Avengers. Really quick, D. James in the chat to go back and play Odin's Sphere. Mini Edits also Roller Champions, a pretty solid free-to-play game. Added bonuses is better than Avengers, you lying. The lies you tell. DJ also says, Ozobo says Spy Family is top tier. Listen, go play Avengers. If you play on Xbox and PC, add me. I will guide you through the raid, the claw raid. The game is fun. And for shows to watch, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to start watching it tonight. Stranger Things Season 4. Go and check that out. B, you gonna leave camera because I'm telling you to go play Avengers, bro?
No, because you keep spreading these false rumors to the world. Folks,
It's a good game, bro.
Save your data. Save your data.
Download Avengers. If you got Game Pass, it's on Game Pass 2. Didn't you have the 2 progression breaks in Avengers recently? No, not me.
Don't aid in these fallacies. Don't do it, folks.
Walter
let
White
it
says
go.
Read Colorless
Save
by Kent.
yourselves.
It has one
Save
volume.
yourself.
Great stuff so far. Mini Yeti. Mini Yeti. No, I thought you was a better person than this.
He's a charlatan. Don't
Go
believe in his
play
choice.
Avengers. Remember we're supposed to play Halo? What is Halo?
He is a vocal minority.
Go
That's cheap
play
Avengers, 'cause,
you put Master Chief in Avengers. Listen, go play Avengers. All jokes aside, I have found a community for Avengers, and I'm super happy that I found it, and it is a growing community. And
Y'all
we
just not talk about Spider-Man. Just nobody ever Spider-Man.
and we have fun, bro.
listen, before we get out of here, I have to leave y'all with this burning question.
I hate Baron, bro. I hate
Can't
him.
breathe.
He looks like he's okay.
Daenerys dying in front of us.
I hate him, bro.
He said, "Hey, who's gonna be Iron Man today, guys? We need lasers."
Hey, listen. Listen.
We love you guys.
Listen.
Before
We need
Baron left,
support.
I don't
We need
listen.
your support. Call in.
I don't do it. However, I discovered that there is Avengers RP. I BS you not.
There's Avengers RP.
I don't do it. But
on
there's
PC?
on Xbox PC. There's the Avengers RP. Like people will put posts and say Avengers RP. I'm Iron Man after 8
Oh, it's
days.
gonna be Black Panther.
Oh God.
Black Panther with the accent and
Fame wears his
everything. We going
movie
Anyway,
Iron Man
we
mask.
love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with
Ugh.
us for the night. Let's
I'll be
get the fuck outta
Spider-Man
here.
in the
Listen.
because I suck.
With all of that said, I want to thank you guys for rocking with us. I can't breathe. I want to thank y'all for rocking with us and coming out. Make sure you guys hang out with us. I won't be here next week, but these idiots will. And y'all can come deal with they bullshit. With that said, congratulations, you guys leveled up to 204. This was the Double XP podcast. I'll see you motherfuckers in a couple of weeks.
Love you